Hey Jess. Hello Marita. Hi guys. Hey Jess. Hello Marita. Hi guys. So guys, welcome to MamaMagic Instagram live feed, the first of our series this week. If you've just joined in, my name is Warren. I am the brand director there. I'm at home with my kids, and before we have our guest join us this afternoon, I'm just going to kind of watch me just kind of sort out some stuff for the kids, and then we'll get started very, very shortly. That guy over there, very excited, is Eli. See that little wave there? That's my little daughter, Amelia Rose. Hello.
Hello.
Yay. Eli thinks this is his own little Instagram feed, so I think he's quite excited for that himself. But today we're just going to be talking about parenting, what MamaMagic has in store for you going forward, and what you can look forward to in terms of content that's going to be coming up. So click share, click wave, engage with us. If you've got any parenting questions during this time, please be sure to post them onto the feed as we go through this. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is Amelia Rose. She's Daddy's little girl. You can see trying to keep the kids busy with some craft activities today. So Eli's currently busy with a puzzle, all Hot Wheels orientated. He's a Hot Wheels fan. And you, Amelia, what do you like?
Hot Wheels fan.
Are you a Hot Wheels fan? Hey? Are you really a Hot Wheels fan? No, you're not. What do you like?
Astro.
Hey?
Astro.
Astros. Do you like Barbies? What's your favorite?
Barbies.
You like Barbie? Yay. You pretty little princess, huh? You like Barbie. So today we're going to go into conversation with someone else that you'll know from our team. She's the founder of MamaMagic. Her name is Projeni. If you don't know who I am Warren Murray, the brand director here at MamaMagic. And we're going to go into some parenting conversations for you in the next few days. So this is the start of that series, just getting real with you as we're all at home in lockdown. What does parenting look like for each one of us? It's all so different. So that's going to be lots of fun. And let's see if we can add her into the conversation now. She's not there yet, but as soon as she comes up, we will drop her into the conversation. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to pop them onto the feed, and we'll be asking them throughout today's conversation. So here we go. Are you building your puzzle? I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been struggling with Eli to get him off screen time and do more craft stuff. So today's task is that he has to complete this Hot Wheels puzzle all by himself. And
I made a sandwich.
You made a sandwich. Oh, thanks, babe. A sandwich of Hot Wheels cars. Wow. This insert of Hot Wheels was not paid for or brought to you by Hot Wheels. I can promise you.
I made a sandwich. That's a lot of that.
Hello, everybody. Can see all the familiar faces and names coming up into the feed, so it's great to have you guys here. So awesome. See lots of regulars, lots of so I've got a question up already. When is the Joburg Winter Expo taking place? So because of the COVID movement at the moment, the expo has been postponed, and that will now be taking place at the end of July. So check our website for more information. And here is our guest, Managing Director at Exposure Marketing. She'll be joining us now. She's the founder of the brand. Good afternoon, Projeni.
How's it, Warren? How are you?
I'm good, and you? How's things at home?
All good on my side. Everybody's in hiding.
Not so much on my side, as you can see. I've got lots of budding people
that.
waiting to get into this video.
Hello,
Into the
Eli and Amelia. Hi, guys. Hello, darlings. Oh, it's so good to see you.
You good?
You
Yes.
are so lucky, Warren.
Uh, I know I am lucky, but I think that there's moments where you kind of like, whoa, this is a lot to take in and digest. But I must admit, the time at home has been quite precious because I think you learn new things about your kids during this time. And that's been quite interesting, just the ability to learn who they are in a bit more detail that you don't get to do every day.
Absolutely. And I think especially when they're that age, as little as they are, they need your time so much. And it's so good to be able to spend time with them. Even though you're working from home, you have work companions now, new work companions.
Yeah, my new work colleagues, Ela and Amelia, they were first rather difficult the first few days at home. Every time I went into a conference call or was busy with something, they would barge in and see what is going on. But I think now they've kind of understood the boundaries that are in place. And I understand their boundaries as well, when they want to eat and when they want their nap time and stuff like that. But I think it's been a really good relationship that we've built, and it's been a really good, productive time together.
I think it was so interesting what you said to me the other day. I loved that idea, and I think other mums and dads would probably love it as well. When you said to me, because everybody's having this problem now, where we're all eating so much, and the kids are eating so much more than usual, and we all have to spend so much more time in the kitchen. And you said you packed lunch boxes for them.
Yeah, we found that we were going through food a lot quicker than we anticipated. And because we're trying to slow down on stocking up from going to the shops, we thought it's best to kind of pack lunch boxes like they would on a normal day. So we started packing lunch boxes for them. So they'll have all their snacks items in there. So once they've had breakfast, the only snacks they're accessible to is their lunch boxes, which worked out really, really great. This morning was Monday, so we kind of weren't as prepared as we normally would be. So Amelia was looking earnestly for her lunchbox and wants to know what is in her lunchbox. So we packed those lunch boxes until lunchtime. Then they have their lunch at home. And then afterwards, they'll get 1 or 2 afternoon snacks thereafter. But it's really helped a lot with them just not going into the fridge every time and just pulling stuff out and then half eat an apple here and a half of this here. So it has helped a lot, yeah.
That is so true. I mean, I've been watching everybody on Instagram, and all the mums and dads have been so creative, and that's really, really great. One other idea that I came across that I thought was really ingenious was a mum took Monopoly money and she gave the little ones Monopoly money. So she gave them Monopoly money, and she ran a little tuck shop, if you want to call it that. And they had to pay for their snacks every day. So it was as good as being at school and having tuck money. So you had to plan how you used your Monopoly money for the day. And I thought that was great because it teaches them to budget, teaches them to be careful and not to use all the money, and how am I going to make this last? So I thought that was really, really clever. I wonder what everybody else has done. I mean, we'd love to hear from you all.
If you've got any ideas, I'd love you to drop us a question or pop it into the comments box. It'll come up on our screen. We'd love to hear your suggestions. So drop that in now. Lots of people seem to be enjoying this idea of the lunch boxes. I think we're all struggling with it, adults as well. I almost feel like I need a lunch box as well because I feel like I'm also prone to go into the fridge very, very often. But that's helped. And I think the other thing we've done is just to try and keep routine as much, to keep the routine the same as much as possible. So the kids still wake up, well, not as early as normal, but they still wake up pretty early and make sure Amelia gets a nap time as she would at school. Because when they do go back to school, we don't want the adjustment to be really difficult for them. And you find that generally after a long December holidays, that going back to school can be really difficult for some kids. And because Amelia only started school this year, I don't want to make her first experience going back to school very, very difficult. But people are loving the Monopoly money idea. And I think being able to add some chores so that if they've got older kids and they can earn that money back, which would be really, really great. I would definitely do that if my kids are old enough to understand the concepts of it.
I think with my teenagers, all I have to do is give them real money to just get out their rooms. So if I can get them out their rooms, away from their Xboxes and PlayStations and video games and TV, watching TV all day in their room, just to give them real money. Well, actually, the other thing that gets them out of their room is food, actually. When they're hungry, that's when they surface. So that's what happens in my house.
Here's another comment by Katie, who's saying that her kids are learning to cook right now, which is also a really, really nice idea. I think that's been quite cool, is being able to see kids get involved into the kitchen. My kids, as young as they are, really enjoy baking, and they do that a lot with their mom. But they've really got into the MasterChef Junior program. So whenever we watch that, they get so fascinated that 8-year-olds are cooking and making these amazing dishes. And I suppose you start them off young, and if you can get them involved in that, then why not?
Absolutely. I mean, my son, I think he started cooking. He's 16 now, but he started cooking from the age of 3, 4 years old. And I'm quite an organized cook. So when I like things, when cooking in the kitchen, everything has to be in its place and needs to go back in his place. Thankfully, his dad's a cook as well. So he would allow him to bring his little chair, and he'd bring that little chair up to stand next to you at the stove or at the prep table. And he started cooking. He could never see you at the kitchen without bringing up his little chair. And now he is the most amazing chef. I mean, he makes pasta from scratch. He makes pizza from scratch. He's cooking all the time. But the problem with lockdown, now he starts to feed himself more. So I always see all these things in the kitchen that he's busy baking and making. And the other day I was like, what are you making for us? I was so excited. But he was making a mug cake just for himself.
Oh, wow.
Just for himself, because now he realizes that his time is precious. His friends want him online. So he was making something just for himself. But I do force them to come out. And I think right now, even though they, gadgets and screens still, no matter what age kids are, is a thing. And they want to be at it. I mean, I was speaking to a psychologist friend of mine recently, and she was saying, right now, let's not lose too much of sleep about children being so attached to the television and to the gadgets. I mean, we know that there's only so much of time that you can keep them occupied. So on rainy days, for example, like when it rains so much on the weekend, there's only so much of time that you can keep them busy. So don't lose sleep about them being at the TV for too long or on their tablets or whatever that case may be, because it's okay. It's not going to be forever. It's not going to have such long-lasting effects. You're trying to keep the balance, and you need to be able to have that me time as well as a parent. I think that's really important. As much as you're trying to keep the kids busy, don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about your partner as well. You need time for each other. You need time for yourself, just to get that peace of mind and to just absorb everything that we're going through right now. So, and as parents, I know we all constantly want to, it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. But my advice is don't forget yourself.
I totally agree. I think sometimes we get so caught up in this idea of screen time, but like on the rainy days, and your kids have been at home for so many days already, it becomes so much harder. So I think one of the things we've tried to do is just to make sure that you get free screen time, so you get to watch things that you want to watch, and then you get more constructive screen time where you are doing more educational type app or something like that. So we've tried to introduce those just to make sure that we kind of create a bit more of a difference, and they're not just sitting in front of the screen consuming TV and just watching stuff all the time. But sometimes it's a little bit more thought-provoking and requires a bit more brain activity. But I agree, it's really, really difficult. But the advantage is if you do get those moments to go outside and play, then use that. I mean, my kids were just so excited yesterday when the sun came out in Johannesburg. It's been raining in the last few days. And they could enjoy that moment outside. That was really, really nice.
No, absolutely. I've enjoyed and watching all of you on Instagram. I think that's been amazing to see and learn from every single one of you. There's been such innovation. There's been new games and new tricks, and everything that you've done has been most exciting. And last week for April Fools, that was quite a treat. Wouldn't you agree, Warren?
Oh, I saw some great stuff come out on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, my best was one of our moms in Durban. She she told the kids that school's open the next day. And I know most of your kids are missing school so much. I think quite a few parents did that. Missing school so much. And when she told them that school was open the next day, they were so excited. I can only imagine what the night before must have been like. And her husband and her let the kids get up in the morning. They got ready. They put on their school clothes. They packed their bags, only to find out that it wasn't school.
Ouch.
Obviously, they were devastated, but apparently chocolate pancakes was the fix to it all. So they soon forgot the whole thing, but that was quite funny. Poor little ones, but funny.
I'm looking at some of the comments as they're coming through, and something about Priya saying that we started negotiations between Barney between Barney and her friends. So you can see there's a lot of negotiating, I think, happening at home. Even in terms of those who have limited screens. I know that sometimes it feels like you're fighting to watch TV, and as a grown-up, you feel like I just need just a little bit of TV time. But it has helped me, at least, because then I don't consume as much news as I need to, which becomes helpful.
Yes.
House of DLG has said, as a toddler, we tried to watch some educational shows as well, which is obviously really good. And she's mentioned a couple of ones, and again, the Purple Dinosaur coming up into that feed, and I think that's important. Even when you are having to do screen time, is to audit what kids are watching. I think that's really important as parents.
Yes.
I think sometimes we feel that it's too easy just to put them in front of the TV and let them do that. But I think sometimes, whether it's on YouTube, KidsTube, or on any viewing platform, I really think it's important that you audit what your kids are watching, and that if you need to, you rather create the lists that you feel safe that they could watch. Because I do sometimes feel that, what Amelia can watch, she's 3, and what Eli can watch, and he's 6 years old, is very different. And I can't expect her to watch the same content that he does. Although she does like sometimes some other content that's maybe a little bit older than what she should, but it's safe content, and it's content that I can trust. But I think it's important that you will be able to audit your child's content that they watch. So they're not just watching anything. And I think that becomes the other tip that could help in that screen time process.
Absolutely. And I think to help you through all of this, us starting MamaMagic Live today is to keep you occupied and just give you some peace of mind and some sanity through all of this. There is no right answer for everybody, let's be honest. Everybody has their unique way of doing things, and there are different things that work for different families. But what we're going to help you do over the next few days and the next few weeks, we're going to be with you all the way, and we're going to guide you through this, because you're not alone. We're a huge family. We're a huge parenting community. And we all know, we all put our children first, and we all want to build a really, really good foundation. And to help you do just that, every single day between Warren and myself, we've got different experts that we're going to be speaking to. Some of them are experts, some of them have been doing this for a long time and help many, many families. And we're going to talk about things that would be of concern to you, that would help you and give you some guidance and some assistance. I know we've got our next issue of Milestones coming out at the end of this week. We're really, really excited about that. We've got lots of talks there and lots of content that will really, really help you. And why not now? I mean, now's the perfect time for you to put it into practice, to think about it, and to use that, to experiment. I think that's going to be really, really fun. Absolutely.
And I think it's so important to have content that parents can be real about. I was talking to one of our influencers, an expert that I'll be speaking to tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And we were just saying that, sometimes we need to be real with each other. I think the world in which we live in, and having this time to go onto social media, can add a lot of pressure, actually. Watching all these challenges take place, it's adding a lot of pressure to our lives. And I think sometimes we just need to pause and sit back and relax. So tomorrow in conversation, we'll be talking about mental health and just being real as parents during this time of lockdown. For some people, schools would have kicked back in tomorrow, so we've got to get our kids back into routine. So later on in the week, we'll also be having some educational experts just helping you become the educator, because being a parent doesn't always mean that you're an educator. And if we were all able to teach our kids that well, we wouldn't be sending them to schools. So a lot of us need some good guidance in terms of good curriculum that we can help them with, and activities. But I think also there's a lot we have to learn individually about being an educator. Praj, you were saying earlier that with your kids being so much older now, it's not as easy for you whether you're taking them for driving lessons or you're preparing for an exam. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this parenting game for. Being an educator to your child is not the easiest thing.
No, it's never ever easy. I mean, me being a teacher myself many, many years ago, it's still not easy. And I think now that's when you really appreciate the teachers around, I think, that have been looking after our children for so long now in schools. There is still so much we can still learn from each other, I think. And besides the experts that we have going, to the next few days that we're going to be talking to, there are quite a few mums that we've met through this process.
Yeah.
And we want to talk to you as well. So drop us a line and let us know if you have something awesome that you'd like to share. Maybe you can join in the conversation as well. I think we can learn so much from each other. I'm also very excited about the chat with Kerry MacArthur that we're going to be having later this week. We've done a content piece with her in Milestones, and you'll see it there. And we'll be able to answer a little bit more of your questions when we go live with her this week as well, in terms of how we're using social media. And yes, social media might be the place where we all connect, but what are we posting? What are the legalities of it? And there's some of those things that we're posting that, you know, might not be in the best interest of our children long term, and it might not be good for them. So let's be wary of all those things. Let's talk about it, and let's help you and guide you through that so that you don't have any regrets later. We've got so much to talk about. I mean, like the mental health Warren is talking about. And as we go, the topics will come through. Let us know what you'd like to hear more about, and we'll bring it through. I know some of you said now, again, I see the question coming up in terms of what's happening to MamaMagic. Well, as in terms of the expo, it is still happening. We postponed it because of the current conditions now. We're not allowed to have it in May. There's no gatherings for the next 3 months. That's right till the middle of June of people, of more than 100 people at a time. So we have had to push the exhibition to the end of July. And so but just keep in touch and keep following us. I know there are lots of people who was extremely disappointed because you're having your babies coming up and you want to buy things. But keep in touch with us. We'll put the right people in touch with you so you can still get those products.
Absolutely. I think here's House of DLG, one of our influencers, just talking about being able to get crafty with some paper and glitter and making some animals. And I think there's so many different ideas, exactly what you're saying, Praj, is that we as parents can learn a lot from each other as opposed to adding to the pressure of life and the situation that we're in. I think we all face this with similar challenges, and I think there's an opportunity here that will really allow us just to share our ideas that can help another parents, or share our stories. Sometimes they're a bit more painful than others, and I think sometimes it just requires a little bit of witty invention. But I think we're all capable of doing this, and I think as a country even, and as parents, we'll come out a lot stronger. I saw a comment come up earlier just about making these moments more memorable. Choose the moments and to make sure that they are memorable moments that we'll look back on in our older days and remember these times that we've had with them. There's not many people that have the opportunity to spend so many days at home with their kids. And I think we really just need to make the most of it really in these times.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, I keep listening. There's certain things that not many of us get to go through in life. And this is one of those things that is so rare that we're all experiencing right now. And it reminds me of a story my dad always tells me about growing up during World War II. And when he relays that story and tells us about the details of it and how scary it was, and you know, making sure they stayed indoors and painted the windows black and there were no lights supposed to be shining out, and food rationing, and you know, the raids where they'd all have to lay low. It sounded so scary, and I wish that they had journaled it a little bit better. And we have that opportunity now to journal this experience, to journal the emotions that you're going through, the things that you're doing every day, for your children and your grandchildren and the generations to come. Because hopefully we hope that they can learn from our experiences and they would never have to go through this again, so that we can all protect the earth and, you know, make it a safer place for everybody. But it is definitely a story worth sharing. So I would do say there's some priceless moments that we have in these times that we are spending at home with our family.
Yeah, I saw an awesome post by somebody that I follow on Instagram, and they're avid writer, and he was just saying that as a dad during this time, he's literally been able to journal so much, and just every day just pick up on new things and find and almost create a gratitude journal from it. And every day he's been able to find new things to be grateful for and new things to appreciate within his life. And I think that's exactly the moments that we need to look at, because I think it allows us to just kind of pause, to stop, and just to remember what we have and all the items and things we have in this world that we're really grateful for and we're blessed by. So that's really exciting. I see something about Pri is also saying that journaling is so therapeutic. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited because tomorrow something about Pri will be joining me at 11 o'clock. So we'll be in conversation with her. She's a great parent, but she's also got a really great sense of knowledge and expertise in a field that we'll be talking about around mental health in the home. So be sure to join us for that at 11 o'clock tomorrow. And
Absolutely. Looking forward to that.
You've got milestones coming out this week as well. So Projeni, if you don't know already, is the editor-in-chief of our Milestones magazine and puts that edition together. So the new one is coming together this week. So we're really excited about that. We'll be introducing you to our new guest editor. We'll be in conversation with her later this week. So that's really exciting. So it's really nice to know that there will be new content and new issues coming out. Even though we might not be working on the expo right now, it's under pause. There's still a lot you can expect from us, and a lot of new content, and a lot more of these kind of conversations to look forward to.
Yeah, and content, and you know what, as parents, I have to be honest with you, the one thing I do miss is shopping. I have to admit, I am guilty as charged. I do love shopping. I love looking at pretty things and beautiful things, and just to see all these wonderful things that come out and to be able to touch and feel and experience all these products. So along with that, in line with that, to satisfy that shopping need, that need to find out and be sure that I'm the first to find this and first to see all these new things. You know, we still have a lot of companies that we're working with that have had amazing products that they were going to be showcasing at our expo. So yes, we will give you some sneak peeks into what you still can look forward to in terms of these new companies and new product launches and new things that are going to help you on your parenting journey. Make your children look so much more beautiful, help them share lots of educational toys, beautiful prams and car seats and things that you can style with if you've got a new baby coming. There really is lots of exciting stuff. So you might not be able to touch it right now, but you can certainly have a look at it and plan for it, because you will definitely see it at the next MamaMagic Expo.
Absolutely. And as you're mentioning shopping, there were tons of hearts, hundreds of hearts literally went up onto the screen. I don't think you're the only one that misses going to the shops and just having that ability to not just about spending money, it's about the ability just to go out and to see new things. And I think for expectant parents out there, I think, you know, in your difficult space, because you can't go and touch and feel everything, but we're definitely going to make sure that you know about the best products and services that are available out there for you, stuff that you won't necessarily always find in the shops. I think that's the one thing that I enjoyed, is always being able to find unique items and different things, and I think that's the beauty of it. So we'll be sharing those exhibitors and those products for you, and the services available to you, making sure that you don't miss out on anything. And when a baby arrives, you'll be well prepared for that.
Absolutely. We'll be right there by your side. Looking forward to see all the pictures of that new baby, and ready with a basket of goodies for you to choose from to help you on that journey when baby arrives.
Absolutely. Projeni, for now, thank you so much. We look forward to many more of these conversations between yourself and myself and so many of our parents out in the world of parenting. So be sure to save the date and save the time for tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And every day this week, you can expect some MamaMagic Live, a new series that we've just launched, to make sure that you get some good parenting content for you at home, wherever you are right now. If you're an essential service worker, we really appreciate the work that you're doing for us. I think you're keeping our country going. So we really appreciate that. And for everybody out there, it's been great. Thank you, Projeni.
It's an absolute pleasure. And guys, one more thing from my side. 7 o'clock tonight, we have this thing that's happening in our neighborhood. We all go outside at 7 o'clock. The kids bring in their pots and pans and vuvuzelas and drums and any toys that you have, or if it's just your hands. and we all stand outside and we can hear our neighbors. We're able to talk to them over the fence even, and we're all clapping out loud to say thank you to all those people in the front line that are protecting us and keeping us safe. So please don't forget to join us tonight at 7 o'clock.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. I think it's really important to show appreciation for everybody that is on the front line. So 7 o'clock tonight it is. But for everybody else, I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. For another conversation with MamaMagic Live as we talk to something about pre. So thank you so much, Projeni. We'll see you, the rest of you, all tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Goodbye.
Chatting with you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Proj. Bye.